Technology has made many people's lives easier. As a result, jobs have been created and young people have been encouraged to start businesses in the field. Now, there are many opportunities in the sector, and today my guest is Pierre Oral, who will unpack the opportunities in the near-field communication sector. He's the head of payment at Halo Dot. Very good morning to you, Pierre, and thanks for joining us this morning. Before we get into the benefits and the opportunities that can be created in this space, tell us a little bit about what Halo Dot is and what exactly you all as a platform do.
Thank you. Good morning, and good morning to all your viewers. So essentially, Halo Dot is a payment technology that allows you to turn your smartphone into a payment acceptance device. So we're familiar with calling them POS terminals or card machines or speed points. Effectively, we've always needed extra hardware to do that. Now we've created a technology whereby a simple software app that you can download from the App Store can turn your phone into that card acceptance device. And this is a big step forward for small businesses that don't want to buy extra cumbersome hardware that's pricey. Essentially, they can utilize this piece of software to accept card payments in areas where they wouldn't have accepted cards before.
And this is quite important, Pierre, in that a lot of small businesses can't usually afford some of the hardware that's needed to run a business, like point-of-sale devices. So this, as you say, is quite important for the sector and will really open up markets for small businesses.
Exactly. I think, the target profile of this technology is micro merchants and small SMEs that, typically are mobile by virtue of moving around in terms of where they conduct their business, and they don't have any fixed infrastructure. So typically, previous terminals would always require dedicated connectivity, power requirements, and all sorts of other things around consumables like paper and power. So I think, with the recent load shedding as well, that's having an impact on a lot of trade. So now if you can use your phone and your phone's fully charged, you can continue trading even during these load shedding times. So it's really a big step forward for these small and micro merchants that typically have always been locked into a cash-based form of trade. So we're trying to drive down the cost of card acceptance and allow these people to accept cards without these massive costs.
How have you found the penetration for this service that you're providing through Halo Dot? Have you found that a lot of small to medium businesses are taking it up quite keenly, or is it still a sense that people are sussing it out?
So, it's early days. We're still building the sector and the education around it. Not everyone understands that this technology exists, firstly. And secondly, we as Halo Dot don't sell directly to end merchants. So we're enabling partners like Nedbank Pocket POS or DashPay Glass or Keshi with Telkom Pay, Rapid Pay Go, other partners that are already providing merchant services. We're licensing our technology to them. So, we're seeing it perhaps one step back, but we're seeing fantastic interest from these small merchants. We get contacted regularly saying, I need this for my plumbing business or for my salon because I need it tomorrow, I'm trading tomorrow and I don't have a payment solution. So we are seeing good interest, but as I say, it's still early days. We're still building the sector and the awareness of this technology. I think with partners like Visa and MasterCard, we're going to see a lot more education into the market. And from 2023, I think you'll see this sort of widespread in many merchant solutions out there, which is really exciting. So, I think we're kind of laying that foundation for what's to come in 2023.
And give us a sense of what to come in 2023 is when it comes to the availability of the app across not just South Africa, but is this something that is going to spread across the rest of the continent as well? Where does Halo Dot see itself as it penetrates the market quite aggressively in the coming year?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the technology consists of two parts. You've got what exists on the mobile phone, but then you've also got the back-end payment processing capabilities. So today we largely integrated into the South African card processing networks, and each country across Africa and the world has got different nuances, different payment processes. So we've been investing in building integrations into things like the MasterCard payment gateway service that can give us scale across Africa. So by doing that piece of work, it unlocks 50, 60 countries that you can access almost immediately without individual projects to make it available. So I think the next 6 months is really about doing that infrastructural work so that we can enable new markets. And so we've got keen interest in Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Mauritius. And so these are key markets that we want to activate in the next 12 months. Again, it won't be Halo Dot, that's the brand that's been seen by these merchants, but our partners. And we've got quite a few active partners in market like Ivory and Ukeshi that are doing this development into these African countries for us. Further abroad, we do have an office in Amsterdam, and we're obviously generating some business in Europe and the United Kingdom as well.
I actually wanted to ask you about the rest of the world in terms of the global trends that you are seeing when it comes to creating innovative payment solutions of this nature. What have you, in your experience or engagement, seen as global best practice? Is this a direction that other countries around the world are taking as well?
Definitely. So I think the term is soft POS, software point of sale, is really becoming mainstream globally. There's probably about 30 providers across the world that are building this type of technology. But that's not the only exciting payment method that we see out there. In Europe, open banking seems to be becoming mainstream now, and that's very similar to what we see here with partners like Ozo that are doing instant push payments. And more importantly, the rapid payments program here in South Africa that's going to enable instant low-value transfers. We're seeing that becoming a global sort of initiative. So I think there's a lot of parallel streams to the card payment systems that are also hugely exciting, particularly these rapid payments.
Thank you very much for your time, Pierre Oral, joining us there, the head of payments at Halo Dot, talking about solutions for informal small businesses to get into the mainstream markets, just because they're then able to get payments from their devices.